Colin Hodgson from Dynasty Curling, and I'm here with Jerry Sandy from Sandy Curling Innovations. We're here to demonstrate our protective tubes. So if you fall, this will protect your skull. Jerry, how does it work?
The protective material is called D3O, and this is D3O in its natural resting state. The molecules flow freely, but upon impact, these molecules lock together and provide armor for your skull. Do you want to demonstrate, Colin?
Yep, I'm ready. Let's do this.
Here we go. How are you doing?
Pretty good.
After impact, the D3O returns to its soft and pliable state, ready to protect you again for up to 50 impacts.
What does 1800 Tequila taste like? It tastes like victory. 1800, the world's most awarded tequila. What does 1800 Tequila taste like? It tastes like victory. 1800, the world's most awarded tequila.
DoorDash. Dash that delicious and nutritious. Dash that savory and sweet. Get $0 delivery fees on your first order. DoorDash. Dash that.
Hello, curling fans, and welcome back to Curling Live's continuing coverage of the ATB Financial Okotoks Curling Classic live from beautiful Okotoks, Alberta. John Cullen with you once again, and alongside me once again is two-time Scotties champion Chelsea Carey for this B semifinal game. Our first look at the newly formed team, Matt Dunstone, facing off against Team Horgan. And Chelsea, I think safe to say that Team Horgan will be looking to put the performance of last night behind them. Obviously, they had a win this morning, but they're back on the stream with us, and I'm sure they would like to put on a little bit better of a performance than they did last night.
I'm sure they would like to put on a lot better of a performance than they did last night. Again, we talk about it a lot. They're not terribly far off. They're not missing things by feet. They just, rubbed a couple guards and just kind of couldn't get the precision going in the game last night. So we'll definitely be looking to right the ship today after coming off a win, hopefully a little bit of momentum. So we'll see if they can pull it off.
Whoa.
So we're joining the game in progress. Matt Dunstone starting with the hammer and is sitting 2 in the house currently. Jake Horgan trying to make a double, but just thins that yellow. So opportunity here early for Team Dunstone to perhaps split the house.
Top 4 depth.
Well, I think you want to play it 5 feet slower than regular draw at least, right? Yeah, 13 and a half.
So thinking that this spot, because this is a path that wouldn't get thrown really in their pre-game practice, that it will have some fresh pebble, and BJ saying at least 5 feet slower than what they would have seen in draw to the button. 13 and a half is a very high number for a draw compared to what we've seen. Most of the games have been somewhere around 15 seconds between the hog lines.
Just go as soon as you know we're in, go. Right to stop.
Yeah, I was a little surprised to see BJ call for 13 and a half there, but I mean, we've also been sitting here watching this sheet every single game, but we haven't seen it be too much slower even to start.
I love the throw out of your hand. I didn't think it was heavy.
Yeah, so a little fooled there. They thought that would be a heavier path than it actually turned out to be. Not a bad result, but gives Jake Horgan an opportunity to either hit and roll. You could maybe make this double even. Get your shooter over somewhere near the center line and group those rocks together so that you might have a chance at a double at some point to get out of giving up an early deuce here.
Curl. Hard.
So a battle between two of the top 20 men's teams in the world here as We get a chance to meet Team Dunstone, the newly formed rink, our first chance to see them on stream. This is their first tournament of the year. Skip, of course, is Matt Dunstone. Third, BJ Neufeld. Second, Colton Lott. And lead is Ryan Harnden. They're curling out of the Fort Rouge Curling Club in Winnipeg, Manitoba. Currently ranked number 6 in the world.
Whoa. Just clean. Yep. Clean. Clean. Whoa. Clean. Yep. Hard. Good. Shot.
Let's get a look there at Colton Lott, who played in his first Brier last year and has had a lot of success at the mixed doubles level.
I'm going to give it a little bit of ice, a little less.
And we have a good look there at Tanner Horgan, currently throwing
Okay,
fourth for the
roll
team,
right
but
in
not
front.
calling the game. That's the man who's about to throw
Control.
the third stones,
Should
Darren
move a
Molding.
little.
Second is Jake Horgan, lead Colin Hodgson out of the Curl Sudbury and Red Lake Curling Clubs. And they're currently ranked number 17 in the world. So only 11 spots separating these two teams, and I think two of the teams we expect to be in the Grand Slams picture and near the top of the leaderboard all season long.
Yep. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Whoa. Curl. 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 Okay, not bad. Shot.
So they had 2 on that side, not
As much as
exactly
we
in the
can.
same place, but that same intern. They swept Jake Horgan's a little bit early to hold it straight,
Control.
and then it ended up under curling, and then they just did the same to Darren. So I think we are maybe seeing it get a little bit straighter as the event goes on. That sandpapering of the rocks gets smoothed out a little bit, and we don't see the curl be quite as aggressive. There's still plenty available to make
Clean.
any shot these guys could
Clean.
want to throw, but
Yep.
maybe just not quite as much as we saw
Clean.
early in the week, and taking the teams a
Clean.
little bit of time to
Yep.
make that adjustment.
Hard. Whoa. Clean. Whoa.
So
Hard
BJ
roll.
wanting to roll this as far as
Great
possible
shot,
without
BJ.
jamming, and he will do just that. Good sweep call by Matt Dunstone as well.
That's really good because then they can never roll this way.
Yeah, and if they're under,
Right?
then yeah. Facing
Control.
cross.
Just trying to get a good opportunity at a double here. If you can roll this to like edge button, that's ideal. I got a little less ice, I'll throw the same weight.
So trying to roll to a place where Matt Dunstone couldn't roll away. That's why they're thinking edge of the button on the same side of the center line that it's currently on right now, because then any roll away would jam on the back one. In theory, he would have to nose it, which would leave
Whoa.
a double back for
Whoa.
Tanner
Curl.
Horgan.
Straight!
Curl.
Yeah.
Curl. Curl.
Curl, roll it! Roll it!
Pretty close to where he wanted it. He sighed like that was a bad shot, but really just missed the roll by about half a foot.
Yeah, I would have liked to roll a little bit further, but not a bad result.
Whoa. Just clean.
Clean.
Yep. Whoa.
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 Clean.
Clean. Clean. Whoa. Whoa. Ryan. Gotta go.
Oh,
Wow.
I thought they were going to touch that. They didn't.
I think they
intend-
did too.
Yeah, they didn't intend to play it quite that cute to the jam, but works out perfect as it turns out.
Yeah, great shot from BJ Neufeld. Of course, BJ, Brier champion back in 2019 with Kevin Cooey, world silver medalist. Silver medalist. Bit my own tongue in the middle of saying that. And someone in the chat asking, those of you who are maybe watching the stream last night or have been seeing what's going on, Jake Horgan dealing with a little bit of an injury. So just we've been told here in the broadcast booth just a little tweak. So that's why he hasn't been sweeping as much. There were people asking last night, oh, is he sick? What's going on? But he's feeling fine. Just has a little bit of a muscle injury, and so that's why he's out here. He can throw, but just we'll see Colin Hodgson get a little sweaty out here this afternoon.
Clean!
And Tanner Horgan from skip to doing a lot of sweeping as well. So they're they're working hard to make up for it, and you have to feel for Jake. It's not a nice feeling to not be able to contribute.
Whoa. Yep.
Great shot by Tanner Horgan.
That
My
was
goodness.
not the plan. That was a great audible by Darren Moulding because they hit that real thin. It's hard to say whoa when you're barely going to touch it, but great call to get the most out of that. They were just playing the role, I'm pretty sure, initially, but that's an even better result.
Right on the center line. Okay. What do you think of that? Maybe a hair more broom, if any. Control. Just trying to roll it half under.
So there you go. You hear the
Little fresh in here, or not too bad?
directive from Matt Dunstone, just looking to get half buried behind that corner guard.
Okay. I'll be on the harder side of control.
Clean.
Whoa, whoa, whoa.
Clean.
Clean. Whoa.
Whoa.
Clean.
Yep. Hard. Hard.
Colton Lott trying to keep this straight. They don't want to overroll or even roll out. And unfortunately, they just lose it at the end. So opportunity now here for Team Horgan Chelsea to perhaps force Matt Dunstone.
Yeah, that's a really big shift in the way this end went. It was all Dunstone looking like he was going to have an easy, like we said yesterday, the junior deuce, just get a miss early and split the house and keep hitting. But a couple little miscues by Matt there, and a really good plan B call by Darren Moulding to get the double for Tanner Horgan. Now they've got a chance to play a force here. They've got a little bit of a yellow wall back there, so lob this in front of there. Like Darren said, you just don't want to show him the outside or the right-hand side of don't want to come out the right-hand side of the guard as we look at it here, because then he could play a blank. As long as you show him some on the left side, the blank's going to be really difficult. So really big shot here, big opportunity for Tanner Horgan. Colton Lott did throw this path, so they have seen it. It seemed to run fairly nice.
Wow. How much more than my last draw then?
In feet. Like just a few feet more. Like I threw like top 8, so.
So last rock here for Tanner Horgan in the first. Chance to perhaps draw a force out of Matt Dunstone.
Line's good. Line's good.
Sweeper's not touching this
Guys,
early. I
curl.
never like to see
Line's
that.
really good.
Make
If you're back there, little bit of room. Curl as much as you can.
hard, Colin.
Curl,
Hard.
yep, hard.
Colin Hodgson trying to bring this over now.
Go, 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 go.
Didn't end up maybe being as heavy as they thought it was going to be.
Yeah, I think they thought it was more weight than that.
That's straight.
We don't have mics on the front end, so we can't hear what Colin and Jake were saying, but they acted like they thought it was all there to not even be cleaning it. And if it was all there, then the line would have been great because they would have got a little bit more finish at the end. But the fact that it ended up on the tee line means it stopped in time that that blank will be available here for Matt Dunstone.
Yeah, the rocks are pretty much edge on edge. Matt Dunstone can see almost all of this red one from the hack, and he doesn't need to hit all of the red one. In fact, he's trying not to. So, yeah, pretty easy blank here for Matt Dunstone. And after his first one, I'm sure he'll take it. Final stone here, Matt Dunstone in the first end. Trying to find the blank.
Yep.
Whoa.
Yep.
Clean. Yep.
Yep.
Hard.
Hard. Right up. Oh, clean. Clean. You're good.
And find the blank he shall. So an end that maybe looked like 2 for Dunstone, maybe looked like a force for Horgan, ends up being a blank. So Dunstone will keep the hammer when we come back. You're watching Curling Live.
What does 1800 tequila taste like? It tastes like victory. 1800, the world's most awarded tequila.
Johan Farr landed in Calgary in 2008 to complete his Bachelor of Engineering in Biotechnology. Johan's goal was to provide the Canadian consumer with authentic German beer made from recipes far away. In 2015,
Hi, I'm Colin Hodgson from Dynasty Curling, and I'm here with Jerry Sandy from Sandy Curling Innovations. We're here to demonstrate our protective tubes. So if you fall, this will protect your skull. Jerry, how does it work?
The protective material is called D3O, and this is D3O in its natural resting state. The molecules flow freely, but upon impact, these molecules lock together and provide armor for your skull. Do you want to demonstrate, Colin?
Yep, I'm ready. Let's do this.
Here we go. How you doing?
Pretty good.
After impact, the D3O returns to its soft and pliable state, ready to protect you again for up to 50 impacts.
What do you see when you see you? Some new-to-you wheels, maybe? We want to help you build the credit to do it. You've got this. We've got you. Capital One, what's in your wallet?
Dash that delicious with DoorDash and Boston Pizza. For a limited time, get $10 off your order of $40 or more. So you can dash that craving with some serious saving. Dash that weekend to weeknight with DoorDash.
Welcome back. Okotoks, Alberta. Beautiful shot of the lake, pond. I don't know. Looks like a lake to me. Small lake, we'll say. Let's go with that. Lake Okotoks, is that a thing? I'm not from Alberta. You gotta. This is where you're supposed to help me out, Chelsea, with the local geography.
Yeah, I don't. Alberta is not exactly famous for its lakes.
Well, I know. That's why I got so confused.
Look like Max Ice.
Being from Manitoba, I don't know that I've seen one out here that I would really classify as a lake just yet.
Okay, well, I searched Okotoks Lake on Google, and it said people also ask, does Okotoks have a lake? So it's apparently called Crystal Lake.
I have heard of that before. I didn't realize it was down here.
Oh, there you go.
Looks really pretty in the shot.
Looked beautiful, yeah. Absolutely. So we're here watching B semifinal action between Matt Dunstone and Tanner Horgan. First end looked like we were going to maybe see some points go up on the board, but ended up in a blank. And we'll take a look at how both these teams got here. Matt Dunstone opened their tournament with a 6-4 win over the local team, Rob Johnson. Then they dropped an 8-6 decision last night to Karsten Sturmey before rebounding with a win over Rob Nobert from BC this morning, 9-4. So that's how they find themselves here in this B semifinal. And for Team Horgan, they were big winners over Yusuke Morizumi to start off their tournament, 7-1 yesterday, before dropping that 8-2 decision to Colton Flash that you saw in this stream last night. And then they had a good win over another BC team, Jacques Gauthier, 7-3 this morning. So the winner of this game will move on to the final, the B final, to play Karsten Sturmey. Reed Carruthers, my apologies, who we saw this morning have a tough one against Team Kevin Cooey.
Just through.
Maybe 8 qualifiers here in Okotoks vying for the trophy and the biggest share of the purse.
Whoa.
Jake Horgan attempting to make a hit around this guard, and this is curling a lot. Tanner Horgan trying to keep it straight. And he will. Nice little push to keep it out there.
Curl. Good. Come on. Hard in the yellow.
And very nice shot there from Jake Horgan, and it is Team Horgan sitting 2 without hammer.
Nice.
Now we'll see Colton Lott take a run at this.
Whoa, clean. Whoa, clean. Yep.
Hard.
Hard.
Oh. Oh, so close to good and yet so far from good. That's the worst possible result. It's hard to do that with that kind of weight, to dead stuff both of those like that.
Yeah, great attempt from Colton, but as you say, it's setting up kind of nicely here. Good look at it there from Team Horgan. That red rock almost completely buried behind that corner guard. As I said earlier, Colton Lott, very good mixed doubles player, was a silver medalist a couple years ago, losing that final in the bubble to Brad Gujou and Carrie Einarson with his both mixed doubles partner and real life partner, Kadriana Lott. And Chelsea, you've played a lot of mixed doubles yourself with your partner, Colin Hodgson, who's out on the sheet right now. What do you think are some things that, playing a lot of mixed doubles and succeeding at it, as you've done, helps in the fours game? What are some things that, in mixed doubles can maybe give you a bit of a leg up when it comes to the full team game?
Well, I think for a lot of players, especially, those who maybe don't play, who play second or third, who throw a lot of hits in their normal curling. If you're throwing the first and fifth stones, you're throwing a lot of draws. You're throwing that first draw every end, so it's a little bit like playing a couple tournaments at lead. Your draw weight gets pretty good because you're throwing it all the time over and over again. In a similar track, so you start to get a pretty good feel for it. I think what it also forces you to do, because there's only two of you, is ramp up your communication levels, because you don't have four people talking. So you have to be talking all the time, and your teammate has to be talking to you. So I think it forces a lot more precision from each person on the in-shot communication than maybe the four-person game would require.
Great shot there from Colton Lott. Yeah, no, I think those are both good points. I wasn't sure if you were done yet. We got interrupted by the sound of a lot of rocks moving, so I wasn't sure. But, I think you're right, and I think I see that with Colton for sure. We think of Colton being from Manitoba. He had a lot of success at the junior level and into men's as being a great hitter. But like we talked about earlier with, other Manitoba players, we think of being good hitters like Jason Gunligson and Derek Samogolski also have a great draw game. And so I'm sure that that's something that helps Colton. And he's also, if you know Colton off the ice, pretty quiet guy. So maybe his communication on the ice also helps. But also he's married to his mixed doubles partner. So I don't know whether that's good or bad for your overall communication as a partnership. But.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I think you could find examples of both if you watch some of the couples that are also teammates. I think what it probably also does for some of the players, especially maybe those who don't sweep as much in their regular four-person teams, is it forces you to level up your sweeping game quite a bit, because you got to be switching sides and you learn how to carve and how to hold it and how to swing around as needed. And that, for like watching Colin do what he's doing now is what he does in doubles, because of Jake not being able to necessarily help out as much as he normally would be. So Colin swinging around, which isn't that easy to do. He makes it look easy, but it's really not. And so having to do it in doubles kind of prepares you for, say, a situation like Brad Gujou at the Brier with Brett Gallant swinging around. He's only sweeper because they're playing with three. Well, he does that all the time. He and his wife, Joss Peterman, are one of the best mixed doubles teams in the world, and so Brett's very comfortable doing that. And so when you're sweeping, when you're the only sweeper, when you're suddenly put in that situation, it becomes quite a bit more comfortable for you.
Yeah, I sort of played before the dawn of the mixed doubles game, and in my whole life, I've been strictly hetero sweepual. I only sweep on one side of the ice. And so for me, I wish mixed doubles was around. It might have forced me to be more bi-sweepual. And I think that's a key important thing. That's how important it is. It's doubly important to be able to sweep from both sides. And like you said, sometimes too, especially if there's a lot of guards in play, sometimes you don't always have the time to switch. Right. So if you're the inside sweeper and all of a sudden you need to carve or knife, I learned that.
Yeah, there you go.
You got to knife the rock, then it's good practice for that for sure. And something that I was always lacking in my game, having not really played much mixed doubles at all.
I think a lot of people are. And the other thing that you're starting to see, or not starting to see, that we've seen for quite a few years now, is you change the body angle a little bit depending on whether you're sweeping for line or for weight. So again, you need to be comfortable changing that angle and that body position just that little bit, and being kind of behind the rock versus beside it, and being able to move around and be kind of fluid in your sweeping position. Sweeping's come a really long way in the last few years, and I think mixed doubles is a great tool for people that play it in learning how to do all those things that you're now forced to do.
So Darren Moulding comes up just a little light on that draw, and it is now Dunstone sitting one buried with the hammer.
Just bury as much as we can.
Yeah.
So far, the story of the game is momentum swings.
Give you a broom more.
Mid-end, the last end looked like all Dunstone, and then like Horgan for a second, and then back to advantage Dunstone, and then this was looking like all Horgan for a while, and now advantage Dunstone, drawing to sit 2 with the hammer.
Line's a hair tight. Little tight for line. Hard line. Line's good. Hard line. Hard line. Hard. Hard.
Colton Lott really digging in here to get around that top red, and they will. Nice sweep from Lott and Harnden. And maybe a little deeper than BJ Neufeld would have liked that.
Definitely was, but they had to go for line. They're seeing a little bit more curl in this spot. That's a few that they've, you know, kind of liked early, and then they've really curled. Colin Hodgson's first second rock of the end was a freeze bump attempt that was all there for weight, and they had to sweep it pretty hard to get it by the guard at the end. So had he thrown just freeze weight, he would have ticked on that guard, and we've seen a few of them do that there. So either some fresh pebble or maybe just a little bit more curl than yesterday in this one spot. Not a bad result, but this gives Tanner a chance. There's an opening here now to come down and freeze to it. It's a scary one to throw because if you ever miss it, you're probably giving up a big end. But if you make it, you could turn the momentum around once again.
Line's good.
So first stone here for Tanner Horgan in the second.
Straight. Straight. Yeah.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Whoa. Whoa.
Line's
whoa.
good. Line's good.
Whoa, guys. Whoa. You're by. Whoa, you're by. Wait only. Wait only.
Yep, go, Colin. Go. It's just heavy.
And you didn't want to be heavy there, that's for sure. So BJ was a little heavy, Tanner a little too heavy. And now Chelsea, as you said, setting up for a potential big end here for Mr. Dunstone.
Yeah, I mean, I almost think the most awkward for him is to nose it.
Yeah.
Even if you flipped like ever so slightly this way.
I'd love to.
Awkward, but I think nose is the play.
I'd love to make a play this little tapping. What do you think of board weight?
Yeah, I mean, I would.
I think this spot will be okay.
Should be okay. There's been some rocks and sweeping going on here. So if you
kinda
like board, I like that.
I was kind of seeing board right here.
Okay.
If like I see this as max even too.
Yeah, I got control.
Yeah.
Being in here, board here.
Yeah, even millimeter less. I think based on these, like these are pretty patient. There have been.
A little bit past the tee line, so it's got some room to curl.
Yeah, give me an inch more than that. Yeah. Like board weight right on the nose.
So good talk about the weight there, and we've been talking about that on this sheet. Once a few rocks and a few sweeps go down a path, it gets pretty good to go pretty quickly. So that's what they're talking about here. Matt described the rock as patient, which means it'll take a while to curl.
This shouldn't come down like this one here. Okay.
So big shot here for Matt Dunstone, the opportunity to really put some pressure on Tanner Horgan here in the second end.
They're looking to hit this right on the nose. What was the call?
Clean.
Clean.
Yep. Yep.
Whoa.
Hard. Right up, Colton. Never off.
Hard.
Never off.
And so it doesn't quite get to the nose. And I think, Chelsea, there is an out here for Tanner.
It's the exact same shot he just threw. They just needed hopefully a little bit less weight and maybe a little bit of communication. Darren at the end saying, oh, it was just heavy. But I would think the sweepers would have been saying that because they didn't really want to sweep it. So he was calling the line for the right weight, and it wasn't the right weight. So either a miscommunication or a little bit fooled by how well that slid maybe. Either way, slightly less weight on a very similar path, and Tanner should be close on this. He's got a pretty good feel for draw weight so far this event we've seen, so he should be close.
So last rock here for Tanner Horgan in the second end, and
Line's good.
needs an end saver
Line's
here.
good. Room. You got a goal. You got a goal on that. Hard. Line's good.
Tanner seems to think it's light.
Yes, straight. Hard.
And it does indeed look quite light. So perhaps a little heavy on his first one and a little light on that one, and this is going to be an open draw for 4 for Matt Dunstone.
It's hard.
So final stone here in the second end for Matt Dunstone, and one of those ones that a skip loves to throw, already sitting 3 and just needs the full 8 foot for 4.
Line's fine. Line's never an issue. Line's never an issue.
And the skip from the Fort Rouge will make no mistake. So 4 points will go up on the board for Team Dunstone, off to a great start against Team Horgan. We'll get our first look at them with the hammer when we come back. You're watching the ATB Financial Okotoks Curling Classic.
DoorDash. Dash that delicious and nutritious. Dash that savory and sweet. Get $0 delivery fees on your first order. DoorDash. Dash that.
Hi, I'm Colin Hodgson from Dynasty Curling, and I'm here with Jerry Sandy from Sandy Curling Innovations. We're here to demonstrate our protective tubes. So if you fall, this will protect your skull. Jerry, how does it work?
The protective material is called D3O, and this is D3O in its natural resting state. The molecules flow freely, but upon impact, these molecules lock together and provide armor for your skull. Do you want to demonstrate, Colin?
Yep, I'm ready. Let's do this.
Here we go. How are you doing?
Pretty good.
After impact, the D3O returns to its soft and pliable state, ready to protect you again for up to 50 impacts.
What does 1800 Tequila taste like? It tastes like victory. 1800, the world's most awarded tequila.
DoorDash is the official on-demand delivery platform of the Toronto Blue Jays. Delicious is on deck. Get $0 delivery fees on your first order. DoorDash. Dash that.
What do you see when you see you? Your own place? With your own groceries? We want to help you build the credit to do it. You've got this. We've got you. Capital One, what's in your wallet?
Look at that great, beautiful shot of downtown Okotoks, Alberta, and the Okotoks Curling Club, where we are taking in Draw 7 action, the B semifinal between Team Matt Dunstone and Team Tanner Horgan. John Cullen alongside Chelsea Carey with you. And Chelsea, it was one of those ends that didn't necessarily seem like it was going all wrong for Tanner Horgan, but all of a sudden a couple key misses and Matt Dunstone able to put 4 on the board.
Yeah, it wasn't going too bad at all, and then Darren Molden coming a little short on his draw, and then a couple little miscommunications on both of Tanner Horgan's. The first one being swept for line when the weight was maybe a little bit heavy, and undersweeping the second one, and maybe sweeping for curl a little bit more than they needed to be for the weight and the line that they had. And next thing you know, it's
This is your
8
spot
foot
right
for
here.
4 for Matt Dunstone, which is,
You
like
don't
you
wanna be
said, it's a
deeper
skip
than this.
stream.
Yeah, it's this is not the only game that's feeling a little bit lopsided early on. As we look around the other sheets, it is Ryland Kleider up 3-0 over Michael Brunner. And then beside them, their Swiss compatriots, Marco Husley, actually up 3-0 on John Epping. Beside them, Aaron Sluchinski off to a huge start against Kyler Kleibrink. They're up 4-0. And then on the sheet right beside us, Rob Nobert also up 4-0 on Riku Yanagasawa. So a lot of big scores out here. And sorry, the last score, not a blowout so far, but close. It's Jacques Gauthier up 1-0 on Ryan Jakes. But Chelsea, yeah, we're seeing a lot of numbers on the board. And, you know, we were talking in the break how it could be, you know, a little bit of a sign of maybe the ice has changed a little bit since yesterday. Teams struggling to adjust to that change a little bit, and maybe that's why we're seeing some of these bigger numbers on the board.
Yeah, I mean, you don't know. That's hard to know from back here, but it certainly seems like something's changed because yesterday we saw mostly really tight battle games and lots of made shots, and now we're seeing a few more misses than we would expect from some of the teams, and being a little surprised with speed and spots and that kind of stuff. So probably just a little bit different, which it's always going to be because you're talking 4 draws a day for 2 straight days, and the ice doesn't have that time to cool down in between. They're doing a great job of keeping it as good as it is. It's as good as I've seen this season, really, for Curling Club Bonspiel, but does seem like maybe it's changed a little bit. Because we are seeing those big ends more frequently than we were in the couple early games yesterday.
And so up 4 and lying 3 is Matt Dunstone here in the third end. And I guess if you're Team Horgan and you're down 4, Chelsea, are you sort of already thinking, you know, we got to maybe step up our aggressiveness?
Oh, yeah, definitely. Against a team that's as good of hitters as Matt Dunstone's team is. It's hard to say you're in desperation mode in the third end, but if they're not, they're real close. So going to leave a lot of rocks around, take a lot of risks to try to put a big end up on the scoreboard here. Need something crooked for sure, ideally a 3, and then still need some misses. 3 and then force, and then 2 and then force, and you're kind of back in her, but that's already putting you pretty late in the game. So definitely not a great situation, but crazier things have definitely happened as well. So, and like we said, if the ice is a little bit different, a little bit trickier, changing a bit or something, then you never know. You could get a couple of those misses out of Team Dunstone. They haven't showed a lot of signs of that so far, but
strip it out.
The one thing I always like about curling, you know, you just referenced it there, and we say it a lot in curling. We say put a crooked number up on the board, and usually that means 3 or more.
Yeah, don't count 0.
But the shape of a 2
Right to it.
is literally a crook. That is literally the shape of it.
Oh, I mean, I'm including 2 when
You're
I
including
say
2 when you say, okay. See,
anything that's not a single point is how I view a crooked number.
In my experience, I always think of like, oh, they're going to hit us with a crooked number. I always think it's 3 or above. So you're including 2.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so maybe you're just smarter than me. Well, we said earlier I'm not very good with numbers, but I just always thought it was funny because, yeah, I always think of a crooked number as a big score. So 2 to me doesn't necessarily qualify as like a big score. So it was just always funny to me that we called it a crooked number, but then we don't mean 2, even though a 2 does literally look like a crook.
Yeah, to me, 1's the only not crooked number,
Okay.
so you're meaning anything but 1. But,
Okay.
I mean, that could just be me. I have no idea. That's just what I always thought it was. Never occurred to me that there was another option.
I think the chances are good that one of us is stupid, and I think the chances are really high that it's me. So I think you're good. So Jake Horgan looking to freeze here. Dunstone still sitting at a 3.
Yep.
Weight's good.
Clean. Curl. Hard.
Yep.
Great shot, bud.
Pretty much as good as they could do with that, I think. Just try to keep the
enough?
shooter buried and tap that yellow back. Leave it around. Hopefully create some kind of a pocket. Didn't quite get all the way to the face of it, but
a heavy hack.
pretty good result
Heavy
there from
hack,
Jake.
sure.
BJ's going to play the chase. Heard him say heavy hack.
Ryan Harnden picking this
Real
up
hard.
right away.
Hard, Ryan! Hard! Hard, never
Can
leave
Ryan get it by
Never
this
leave
guard?
Hard,
He
hard,
does. Now can they avoid the jam?
Great sweep.
They will.
Shot.
We know Ryan Harnden's one of the best sweepers in the world, and we saw it there. Seemed like BJ was maybe a little tight just based on Ryan being on it right away, and a great shot that also kind of serves as a little in-house guard, Chelsea, the lying 4.
Yeah, absolutely. That I didn't think that was getting by. That's a great sweep by Ryan Harnden for sure. Interesting to see him. I think he switched sides, has he not?
Ryan?
Yeah, I think he used to sweep on the other side with EJ, if I'm not
Oh,
mistaken.
could be, yeah. Yeah. He's a talented guy.
I mean, we always knew he was a great sweeper, so I'm not terribly surprised, but no issue transitioning to his new side, as we can see by that result.
Yeah, great shot. So, big shot here for Darren now. He can see almost all of the one he's trying to freeze to in the house here.
Line's good. Line's good. Whoa. Line's good. Yep. Whoa. Yep.
Yep, line. Whoa. Good shot, Darren.
And nice shot there from Darren Molding. Should set up a run back here for BJ Neufeld. The chat seems to agree with you, Chelsea, that crooked number counts too. So it's on me.
Whoa. Clean.
Yep.
Whoa. Right off.
And that will jam, but BJ threw it with enough weight to still get it out of the house. So they're lying 1 less, but it is still 3 without the hammer.
Yeah, that was not the plan, but it's an alternate way to make it go away.
Okay, it's kind of straight on this. Yeah, okay. Like Jake's didn't go crazy.
Okay.
So another
Okay,
freeze
a
attempt
little
here for
overberry. Show
Darren
him a
Molding.
piece
Oh,
on
never
the
mind. Just a
outside.
draw here. Can hear him say they wanted to overbury it. And again, that probably goes back to your earlier point, Chelsea, that when you're playing a team that hits as well as Dunstone, your draws have to be very precise in order to prevent them from making the run backs that they're so good at.
Well, and they've played this out-turn chase so much that they're very familiar with it. So if you can overbury it, then if they decide to chase it, it's with the in-turn. It also potentially sets up some jams if they're chasing it with the in-turn. So I think all of that is factoring into him wanting to get it overburied, if anything.
Hard!
That is overburied.
Overburied and just hanging on for shot. So
Might have
just-
overburied it too much.
yes, so we can see there. It's or see from where we're sitting. It's you can probably see at least half of it from the hack, I would guess.
Yeah, just to the hack. Just get it out of the 8-foot is good enough.
Yeah.
What do you think of that?
Colin Hodgson too powerful on the carve there.
Yeah,
Right there?
it's all that off-season training.
Yeah, that's good. Just to the hack. Speed will be okay out here. Yeah. Does that look like enough ice to you guys? Minimum, eh? Think a little bit more. Just to the hack.
So Matt Dunstone gonna need to show a little of that finesse here. Hack weight and try to get to the inside of this red one with his first here in the third.
Yep.
Hard, Colton.
Hard.
Hard, Colton.
Hard.
Hard!
Real hard.
Hard!
Colton Lott trying to hold this straight,
Hard!
and it will just rub the guard.
Good sweep.
And that was even with that little extra bit of ice they took there, Chelsea. So maybe curled a little more than they thought, maybe a little light.
I think maybe a little bit tight too. Matt said hard right out of his hand. So he either maybe didn't get all the way to it on the slide or didn't set it, or I think he thought it was tight early based on the line call. But definitely some curl there. They thought that looked like plenty of ice to me based on what we've seen. But we also haven't really thrown in that spot. So again, if there's a little fresh pebble there, you're going to see that extra curl, and it might also have sucked the weight off of it a little bit too. The bad news there too for Matt Dunstone is they didn't hit the guard hard enough to really move it. So they can still see about the same amount, maybe a tiny bit more of that red as they just could. So opportunity here for Tanner Horgan.
Yeah, one of the first misses we've seen out of the Dunstone rink. We'll see if Tanner Horgan can capitalize.
Really? Felt lighter than that, guys. Felt lighter than that. It's curling. Wait only. Wait only. Bite the top four. You don't have to curl. You're good. Line's good. Sweep for weight. Hard.
They need this to be there for second shot.
Curl now. Curl. You got to.
I couldn't tell if that was a swear or if he pulled it back.
He pulled it back, I think.
He pulled it back. That was impressive. He saw the $10 bill flash before his eyes. And he pulled it back, Darren Moulding. So unfortunately, just a little light for Tanner Horgan again.
Well, and I just think
and now Chelsea, if Matt Dunstone gets this in the right place, it's a potential steal opportunity.
Oh, definitely, yeah. If you get this on anywhere above that red, but shot and a piece buried, it's going to be really hard for Tanner Horgan. You might even see him take on a double run back or something on these two reds just because they need, as we said, we now know 2 counts as a crooked number. They need a crooked number
It's
here.
been confirmed in the chat.
I actually had a couple messages as well to me saying that they thought 2 was crooked number as well.
Oh, sure. Your friends
well, that's
are
why I wasn't going to say it.
Yeah, uh-huh.
I let you say the chat first.
No, that's fair.
Unbiased.
Although now they're starting to get philosophical in the chat. Someone asked if 1 is not a crooked number, is 11 a crooked number?
Well, I
like
can't
in
score
baseball.
11 in curling.
No, I
so
know,
don't
but
know.
in baseball, if you could put up 11 in an inning, is that a crooked number?
I don't know. I've never heard it used in a context outside curling, to be honest.
Yeah, some people have said in the chat in baseball they do use that terminology apparently.
Which would make sense, a multi-run inning.
I think 11 is a crooked number.
I mean, I think it has to be, even though it's by definition not, like literally not, but figuratively is. Is that the right way to say it?
Yes. Sure. Matt Dunstone, final stone here in the third end. Opportunity to potentially set up a steal.
Line's good.
Not terribly concerned about stealing here if you're Matt Dunstone, but would really like to force a worst case scenario. So get this in a good spot and let Tanner Horgan try whatever he'd like to try. For the most he could ever get is 2, and that's going to be really tough.
Line's perfect.
Line's real good.
Where?
Harnden and Lauder on it.
Hard, Colton. Hard, Colton.
They like the line.
Hard, Colton.
Hard!
Go, 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 go.
And that's in a pretty darn good spot.
Yeah, they would have liked that a little higher. I think you can make this. This is a back 8-foot weight little tap for 2.
Right in between.
Yeah, it's definitely there, as BJ said, in between. If you come back to your own yellow, you're probably fine. And if you are a little higher, you're definitely fine.
Curling into it. And then you just got to push it to there. Back line? Yeah, yeah.
Even if it curls a little bit more to that same depth, you're probably okay, because if it's fully buried, it would be. But he can see a little bit of this. They've thrown this a bunch, so this is not an easy shot, but a makeable shot, I think, here for Tanner Horgan, and would feel like a pretty big moral victory, I think, for Team Horgan at this point in time.
Yeah, I was just about to say that. This is the type of shot, too. It's almost when you're down 4 and you're making a shot for 2, it's almost better if it's a difficult shot, because you make it and then you get that momentum and that good feeling. So, yeah, certainly a big moment here for Tanner Horgan. Facing 1, but with an opportunity for 2, final stone.
Yep.
Clean. Yep.
Colin Hodgson picking it up right away.
Yeah.
This is close.
Hard.
This is close now. Will it hang on for second shot? Oh, that is one of the most friendly spins I have ever seen. And that was a spin back 4-2. That was incredible. I mean, I thought that was absolutely only a single, but the Sudbury nickel or something pulled that one right back. There's a lucky nickel under the ice, pulled that one back into the 4-foot. My goodness, what a shot from Tanner Horgan. Matt Dunstone will have a 2-point lead and the hammer when we come back. You're watching Curling Live.
What does 1800 tequila taste like? It tastes like victory. 1800, the world's most awarded tequila.
Johan Farr landed in Calgary in 2008 to complete his Bachelor of Engineering in Biotechnology. Johan's goal was to provide the Canadian consumer with authentic German beer made from recipes far away. In 2015,
Hi, I'm Colin Hodgson from Dynasty Curling, and I'm here with Jerry Sandy from Sandy Curling Innovations. We're here to demonstrate our protective tubes. So if you fall, this will protect your skull. Jerry, how does it work?
The protective material is called D3O, and this is D3O in its natural resting state. The molecules flow freely, but upon impact, these molecules lock together and provide armor for your skull. Do you want to demonstrate, Colin?
Yep, I'm ready. Let's do this.
Here we go. How are you doing?
Pretty good.
After impact, the D3O returns to its soft and pliable state, ready to protect you again for up to 50 impacts.
What do you see when you see you? Some new to you wheels, maybe? We want to help you build the credit to do it. You've got this. We've got you. Capital One, what's in your wallet?
Dash that delicious with DoorDash and Boston Pizza. For a limited time, get $10 off your order of $40 or more. So you can dash that craving with some serious saving. Dash that weekend to weeknight with DoorDash.
Welcome back, curling fans, to Okotoks, Alberta, the Okotoks Curling Club. John Cullen alongside Chelsea Carey for the B semi-final here between Matt Dunstone and Tanner Horgan. And Chelsea, you know, Tanner Horgan down 2 without the hammer, but they've got to be feeling pretty good. Matt Dunstone, with his last one in that end, had a chance to really put the pressure on Tanner, either for a steal or a force. He misses his just slightly. And then Tanner Horgan with maybe one of the more fortunate spin backs for a point that you or I have ever seen.
Yeah, definitely got away with one there, and don't think there's anyone happier on the ice than Darren Moulding, because it was him who sort of missed the line call on that, and they probably didn't deserve the second point based on that line call, but got the fortunate spin back, so they'll take it. They haven't gotten a lot of breaks this game or on this sheet this event so far, so you take them when you can get them, and that's a big 2 points. They're still in trouble. This game's in the full control of Team Dunstone, but that is a decent momentum swing. So if they can have a good bounce back here and put together a good solid in, make 8 shots, then you never know what can happen in the back half of this game.
Yep, just got to get the depth right here, boys.
Well, we are starting to see some comebacks, too, around the rest of the sheets. We were talking about how there were some lopsided scores on the board early, but Michael Brunner with a 3 in the third end, so they've tied up their game with Ryland Kleider. John Epping getting a 2 to pull within 1 of Marco Husley, and Yanagasawa pulling 2 back on Nobert. So none of these teams out of the woods yet, and Horgan hoping to keep that momentum going for the teams who were down here in this end. But as we say that, pretty nice start here for Team Dunstone. 2 completely buried behind 2 guards here.
Yeah, but if you're Team Horgan, that's how you basically knew it was going to go. You have to throw the 2 guards regardless, so no surprises. They're not perfectly lined up, so that plays slightly to the advantage of Team Horgan. But lots of work to do here. But again, when you're 2 down without, this is the only way this end is going to go, unless you get an egregious miss by Team Dunstone, and I would have bet a lot of money against that.
Yeah, go Tanner, go. Okay, that's fine.
So that one just kisses the guard, but still ends up in a pretty decent spot for Jake.
Yeah, kissed the guard and still ended up half buried. So pretty good result, really, because you can use it a little bit better from there than if it wouldn't have rubbed that guard and been kind of deadlocked on one of those yellows. Matt Dunstone, of course, going to just straight ignore that and go right up to peel some guards.
Yeah, I'm sure if you're Dunstone here, especially with their hitting ability, they're fine with a blank here. Just making sure they don't get themselves in any trouble for a steal.
Right, you're fine with just about anything except a steal. If you're Matt Dunstone, even a single point plays fine. A blank plays great. No mistake from Colton Lott. I've seen him make a lot of those in mixed doubles. I have some nightmares about it.
Yeah, he certainly can throw the high heat and throw it very accurately, no question about it.
Line's good. Well,
Want to go?
okay, go then. That's good. Nice shot.
If they keep peeling, we're not in great shape either.
And Jake Horgan will replace the center guard. And we will once again see Matt Dunstone head up to rip it.
Just clean.
So like, if we keep guarding, eventually what, we throw the double and try and force them? Or do we...
I could make that double, I guess, with the intern roll, but I'd have to do it on my first.
Like, we can try this. I'm kind of thinking force now. We're not stealing.
So you go around.
Maybe throw one more guard. They're going to peel it. Then I go around. But...
Yeah, okay. I think this one's a guard regardless of what we want to do later. This one's definitely a guard.
So it sounds like they're just deciding where to go after this one and if they want to maybe how aggressive they want to get for a potential steal.
And then we got to wrap the intern.
Yeah, I don't think they're thinking steal anymore. I think they're kind of thinking that. Darren just said it there.
Yeah.
That ship has
can't
sailed.
give up two.
So
a force is... Oh, for sure. Yeah, we need...
So you have to guard on this one. It's too early to go in, and you know Matt Dunstone's going to run up there before it's even stopped to peel it.
A little bit of room.
And then you make a decision. At some point, Darren's thinking, and I would tend to agree with him, that you go around those two yellows and try to sit shot kind of back 4 foot and use those as a guard and make Matt Dunstone make something. The problem is if you keep guarding, then the best you're going to be able to do is make a double that leaves a double back. So not the worst as long as you can't make the double in blank, but I think you'll be able to. So they don't really want to give up the blank, but I don't think there's much chance of a steal barring some sort of miss that we wouldn't expect to see. So looking at the best way to end up with a force in this situation.
Clean. Clean. Yep. Good.
So those two shots go just as expected. And now it's up to Team Horgan to decide where they want to put this stone.
We're in for like force deuce until an extra and we don't have hammer. So I don't even think you need to be shot.
No.
They can't guard anything. You got it kind of both ways.
You like the out turn?
So you just need to get it in there somewhere.
Either in turn or out turn, doesn't matter. Out turn's probably a little easier.
Yeah, you just threw the in turn though. I don't know. Whatever.
No, we get there anyway. Like, yeah, I like this.
I like that.
So somewhere buried being shot is ideal, but you don't really need to be. You need to be second.
I don't think it matters if we're shot. If we're full 8, back 8, and buried, we're happy.
Yeah, buried is the biggest thing here. Shot is less important than buried. So make sure you get this to finish over at the end, get it in there, and then make Matt Dunstone decide what he's going to do.
A little tight. Yep.
Straight.
Yep. Line.
Straight. Line. Wait
Hard
only.
line. Yeah. Okay. Where are we? Yep.
Straight.
Really tight. Yep. Line.
Straight.
Gotta get
Hard
this
line.
by.
Hard line. Okay.
I think Colin knew it was light. Oh, that's a Darren Molding. That's an F.
Yeah, he
that
didn't
was a
stop
full
that
F. So that is $10 to the Sandra Schmerler Foundation. As we see the swear jar up on the screen. Jason Gunlingson's yet to pay me, so that's why we're seeing that number up a little high, but he had two. He had 2 earlier today. I'm sure he'll settle. I talked to Dustin Kaltoff. He said his $7 fee was good. He said he was good for it.
Oh,
so,
okay.
So that 7 will come off the board soon, but I've yet to see the cash. So yeah, I think, Darren may be a little frustrated Colin wasn't sweeping that, but I think Colin just knew it was light and was just trying to save himself for future shots.
Get onto it.
Well, I think knowing it was light, a freeze was better. If you just bounce off it or freeze it on the high side, it's no good. So I think for sure that was just. I feel like there's a little bit of a disconnect in the communication on Team Horgan right now. There's a lot of yelling and maybe not as much talking back and forth. It seems like they're not. Darren's yelling and he's not getting the weight call or not hearing the weight call or something. They just, it seems a little bit panicky almost, for lack of a better word.
Yeah, that's not bad.
Right? Plug it. And then you could hit that. But
Yeah, I like the plug and then.
Especially if there's any.
He leaves 2 rocks in the middle. Okay, right on the nose.
Yeah, like firm.
No, I think you want peel. Right on the nose and then.
So Tanner gonna try to get rid of these back 2 yellows and leave the yellow behind the red he's throwing, I believe.
Yeah. Okay.
Just right on the nose.
Yeah, that's good.
Trying to find himself into a situation where he doesn't give up 2.
Yeah.
Whoa. Curl.
Whoa. Straight.
Whoa.
Good.
And he does make it, but it does leave Dunstone sitting 1.
I think it was always going to leave him sitting 1. The unfortunate part is that it rolled it right up to the edge of that red. So even if you're throwing some kind of double, you're probably killing your own red now.
Could just nose this.
It's pretty good.
We nose.
He knows that because any double probably rolls out.
His double rolls, but he's probably playing that.
Yeah. And then we're playing the run for 2, or we're going to hack.
I think we're okay if he plays, because that double, with that double, he's going to go up and out. That red might go too, right?
Should be an easy score at least, right? Like, and
Yeah.
we're just going to have we're going to have the same shot to score that you just threw. So it's the right play, I think.
Half open kind of thing?
Yeah, just tell the guys top 4.
Yeah.
You can throw this in if you want to.
Yeah.
I mean, it might make his.
I think it might make his double a little bit. Ryan through this. I don't mind this out.
Okay.
Maybe through that.
Okay. Yeah, it's really good.
What do you think of this? It's kind of near. It's just outside. Draw to the button, which I think is good.
Draw the button was here.
Yeah. That broom more.
I think
that's good.
So they talked about hitting that outside red one, but elected to draw. You like this call, Chelsea?
I do, and I think BJ's point is a good one. If you make this and then Tanner Horgan makes a perfect dead back, you're playing probably some kind of a hack waiter, or you can run a double if you needed to. But likely what's going to end up happening is you're going to have the same shot you just threw for your single point. So this is sort of a practice draw, and it could put a lot of pressure on Tanner Horgan if you make it well. If you play the hitch, you're always going to leave your rocks grouped together. You're going to leave them an easy double, and you're definitely forced. This way, you could still end up with a multiple point end out of this.
Yeah. Do you ever like to hit and roll off the top one into the crotch?
He goes here.
It's a tough draw.
Yeah.
I'm good.
I don't hate it.
That's a guaranteed score, right? This he can nut, and it makes it pretty tough. Yeah, I think this makes sense.
Do you like that?
Here, for sure. I think this makes a bit of sense.
I mean, even if you do just roll to here, it's not the worst, because if he draws around, you might have this fairly risk-free, right?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, the steel's in play, but
yeah, the steel's in play here if he dead nuts this, right?
Yeah, I mean the steel's in play kind of probably no matter what we do, I guess. Hitting this, yeah, hitting this gets us.
This is probably always
a no more open draw
chance
path
for a score.
Okay, I'm totally okay with it.
Okay.
You like control?
Yeah, control. Like right there. What do you think?
Yeah, you threw that one the other end.
Yeah.
I think that's minimum. Okay,
take two more.
So they changed the call in the hack. Seemed like Ryan Harnden maybe suggested this one. Now, do you like this one even better than the draw, Chelsea?
It's never a bad idea to essentially peel a center rock or hit and roll away from center when you've got the hammer and you just need a shot to score. So this is the more defensive call for sure, but I think it's smart in the sense that no matter what happens, basically, as long as they roll this somewhere, then the best Darren will be able to do is maybe part forfeit, and Matt Dunstone will have an open draw to full forfeit for his single point. To their point, if you make this come around well and Tanner Horgan perfectly nuts that run back, now you have to make a double to get your single point. So this guarantees an easier shot for one.
Whoa.
Off.
Whoa.
Off.
Ryan. Hard, Ryan.
Ryan Harnden trying to carve this over.
Hard.
Whoa!
Get Colt. We gotta go. That's pretty good.
And that's maybe a little further than they wanted it to roll.
They talked about rolling into the crotch. That's pretty close.
Yeah, I believe I thought they changed the idea to put it right in front of the yellow in case they wanted to maybe double run.
BJ said if you rolled there, it was okay, but I think that was still a call. Either way, it's pretty close to what to what they wanted. I think it's almost the best result.
Yeah, it's in a good spot, no question.
You probably have to hit it just a hair outside nose. Just rip it this way. That way? Whatever. It's real thin.
Okay, nose.
And so Tanner now just, I guess, trying to secure the blank for himself here.
Just trying not to give up two, yeah.
Exactly.
I think it's the easiest way to kill both.
No easy way to make this double.
No, and you certainly run the risk of a potential jam and you give up three. That's obviously the catastrophic scenario.
Yeah, you'd have to miss it by quite a bit to do that, to get across it that badly, but very good chance of giving up two. But the slash is so thin that that's hard to make as well, and it's got so much house to go through, and the rocks aren't, they're fairly lively, but we're not talking arenas with those blue hone inserts and the striking bands, you know? Great shot. Made that look real easy.
Yeah, no kidding.
He even got a little bit low. They were talking about nose, and that was closer to the danger of jamming and giving up three than I thought they would be, but great shot there from Tanner Horgan.
Yeah, so.
Colin's sweating a little bit from the, not from the sweeping, I mean that too, I'm sure, but from the idea that they might have jammed that. They came closer
than... Yeah, it certainly got a lot closer than we thought, that's for sure.
Great result nonetheless.
Yeah, great shot from Tanner Horgan, and so Matt Dunstone will now be left with the blank, and I'm sure he won't mind that either. Keep the 2-point lead in the hammer into the fifth.
Yeah, for sure this is a better situation for Dunstone than it is for Horgan in the overall scheme of things, but the way the end of that end went, it's a small, again, another small victory for Team Horgan for sure.
So final stone here in the fourth. Matt Dunstone chasing the blank.
Clean. Yep. Clean.
And he will make no mistake. So we'll put a couple zeros up on the board. Matt Dunstone will keep the hammer and the 2-point lead into the second half of this game. You're watching the ATB Financial Okotoks Classic. We'll be back after this.
Dash that delicious and nutritious. Dash that savory and sweet. Get $0 delivery fees on your first order. DoorDash. Dash that.
Hi, I'm Colin Hodgson from Dynasty Curling, and I'm here with Jerry Sandy from Sandy Curling Innovations. We're here to demonstrate our protective tubes. So if you fall, this will protect your skull. Jerry, how does it work?
The protective material is called D3O, and this is D3O in its natural resting state. The molecules flow freely, but upon impact, these molecules lock together and provide armor for your skull. Do you want to demonstrate, Colin?
Yep, I'm ready. Let's do this.
Here we go. How are you doing?
Pretty good.
After impact, the D3O returns to its soft and pliable state, ready to protect you again for up to 50 impacts.
What does 1800 Tequila taste like? It tastes like victory. 1800. It tastes like victory. 1800. The world's most awarded tequila.
DoorDash is the official on-demand delivery platform of the Toronto Blue Jays. Delicious is on deck. Get $0 delivery fees on your first order. DoorDash. Dash that.
What do you see when you see you? Your own place? With your own groceries? We want to help you build the credit to do it. You've got this. We've got you. Capital One. What's in your wallet?
Welcome back, curling fans. The second half of the B semifinal between Team Dunstone and Team Horgan. John Cullen alongside Chelsea Carey. And we get a good look at the curling club, and we're about to get a good look at one of the crazier things that we've seen on a curling sheet. Back in End 3, Tanner Horgan was attempting to make a little hit and stay in the forefoot. It looked like he had thrown just a little bit too much weight, but what we saw after the rock came to rest was quite unbelievable. Watch this rock spin back into the forefoot. So here we go. He's going to make contact with the yellow now. BJ Neufeld sweeping. Right now it's not shot. Now it is. Almost a full 360 turn back into the forefoot, and that's why we have this 4-2 score here in the fifth end. But Dunstone, Chelsea Carey, fair to say, in the first half of the game, in control.
Oh, very much so, yeah. It's been basically all Team Dunstone, aside from that nice lucky little spin for Team Horgan. So they're going to need to manufacture something here. Did get away with a blank in the fourth end when it was looking like they could maybe give up 2. So again, small victories are kind of all Team Horgan can cling to right now, needing to just dial up some precision and get some rock placement going. It's a tough slug out here. We've seen not a ton of comebacks this event so far over the last 2 days. So definitely good ice to be winning on. So not great news for Tanner Horgan and team, but 4 ends left to go. So we'll see what they can come up with.
Shot.
The winner of this game moving on to play Reed Carruthers tonight in the B final. So they'll be on right after this draw. That next draw is coming up at 7:30 Mountain Time. Curling Live will have coverage for you, and I'm not sure which game we're covering, but I'll get you the information on that as soon as we have it.
Whoa, clean, yep. Clean, yep.
Heavy. Hard, Colton. Keep
really
going,
good,
Colton.
Ryan.
Keep going, Colton.
Keep going.
Go, Colton.
It's a great shot, Ryan.
Very nice.
And a nice shot there from Ryan Harnden to open things up.
Shot right. Beauty. What's that? Yeah. Bread and butter, man.
I don't think so. I think we're close. Room! Might have to go soon. Lot of room! Yeah, he's right.
Frozen.
Curl!
Not quite.
Curl! Go, Tanner. Go, hard. Try to hook these. Yeah, good shot. Yeah, sorry about that. Bad judge. Yeah.
Third, thin half.
It's like half as close.
So Colton Lott going to try and make the double here.
Yep. All the way to it. Hard. Good shot, Colton.
And he won't get the double, but he will get the peel.
Was the most important part. The double was a bit of a bonus.
Clean. We're halfway. Stay straight.
So Jake Horgan looking to replace the guard
Split
here.
center. Split center.
Okay, good shot.
Good. Nice shot.
And he will do just that, and I believe we'll see Matt Dunstone once again
Just
ask Colton
trying to
Lott
buy a
to
little
get rid of
time.
this center.
Line up that double attempt again.
So you, yeah.
If he wants to go around him, we got the in off.
Yeah.
Like, this is fine.
It's actually pretty good set.
Oh, yeah.
That's why I
Just keep
wanted
guarding.
Jake's, like,
Oh, yeah. No, just keep making it. Let's make 3 good
Clean.
ones.
Clean. Whoa. Yep. Hard.
Hard on the hard pass.
Oh, Colton
no.
Lott
Hey,
missing the
Colton, sorry.
double, and it rolls in for shot Stone.
It's always a risk you take with those. When you're throwing that kind of speed, it's your odds of doing that are so low. You have to get a little bit unlucky to have it go exactly that way. Even if you dead jammed it over there, it wouldn't have been bad at all. But to spin it back in is the worst case scenario there for Colton Lott on a really good throw and like close to a pistol.
As we get an update from the other scorers out on the sheets right now, Kleider and Brunner tied 3-3. Epping and Husley locked in a battle. Husley's up 4-2. Aaron Slaczynski taking it to Kyler Kleibrink right now, up 6-1 in the fifth. Ryan Jakes up 2-1 on Jacques Gauthier. And the final sheet we don't have up there, but Rob Nobert continues to lead
Curl.
Yanagasawa 6-2.
Curl. Yep. Good.
shot. I can't watch anymore. I'm gonna come and help you. Like,
Darren, feeling bad for Colin Hodgson.
Whoa. Clean. Whoa.
yep.
Whoa.
Yes.
Whoa.
Yes.
Whoa.
And
Great
BJ Neufeld will take care of that. What a shot. Leaves Dunstone lying 2 once again.
Give you a little more.
Darren gonna throw this one a tiny bit harder so that he doesn't have to watch Colin sweep as much. He's
Line's good.
feeling the guilt a little bit.
And true to his word, Darren getting in there for
A little bit of room.
a little sweeping assistance.
Well, line's good.
Although I
Line's
can't
easy,
help but
easy,
notice
easy,
that the
easy.
rock
You're good.
was pretty much there when Darren's, oh, yeah, I'm going to help you out. I'm going to help you out. Oh, yeah, but I'm just going to help you clean it, Colin. You're good.
I'll get up. And as long as I don't have to actually sweep, I'm very helpful.
Yeah. Yeah. Exactly. That's exactly what I say to my wife as well.
About 3/4, 7/8 to make that. Like even if we just nut it here, right, it's still better and kill that.
Yeah, even, I mean, the ideal shot would be just to tickle that.
Tickle it,
and then move this
push it
to here
there, yeah.
somewhere. I think that you're almost always
like even
hard
if you
not
hit,
to jam it.
Even if you half rock hit here and they all go.
That's a possibility, yeah.
Yeah. Like I think you're trying to hit 3/4.
Okay. I don't see anything else. Do you guys? Yeah. It's that, or you try and just like tickle the red. In an ideal world, to keep the deuce in play. But okay.
Get these moving. What turn are you seeing?
Out.
So I think the ideal situation here for BJ Neufeld is he just makes a double, I think, Chelsea.
Yeah, I'm not sure which side they're trying to hit this on. I think you could make it either way.
Yeah.
Just trying to, it's not even so much about killing that back red, but unlocking that freeze, the back, that red-yellow freeze, and losing the guard. The double would be great, but you just want to make noise on those rocks in the house for sure, which I'm not sure he's going to.
No, he will blow it right by. It is still Dunstone lying too, but that stagger at the top of the house might be usable for Team Horgan.
It's definitely usable. It's a question of whether you go now or on the next one.
Then what do? We split the rings? If we throw guard now, what's he doing? He's probably drawing. Then you've got that. Worst case scenario, I've got the... What do you think, Colin? Yeah, it's what I like too. Yeah, I'm with you.
Yeah, I sort of agree with Darren. You run the risk if you guard again that Dunstone just beats you in there.
We're not dead
and then you're hooped for a few points.
I think he would draw. He's already sitting 2.
Yeah.
And
well, if you want
the staggered faux guard in the top of the 12-foot is going to be there even if he peels. So if I'm Matt Dunstone, I'm drawing for sure. So I agree as well. I think I'd be going around now.
Let's call it above the tee line, but then tell the guys to bring it back forward. Okay? Top button. Okay. No, just above the tee. Yeah, behind the tee line's fine. A little stiff going this way. Yeah, that's what I think too.
So you heard Tanner Horgan doesn't mind if they slip a little behind the tee line. You just want to out-count those 2 Dunstone rocks. But the ideal spot, just above the tee line. Big shot here. Tanner Horgan with his first, facing 2.
Line's good. Straight.
No, line's
straight.
good.
Yep. Line. Yep. Gotta go. Gotta go line. Whoa. Line's good now. Yeah. Good shot.
Sit.
Nice shot.
And it does go a little deep, but it is the shot stone. Just, I guess, whether or not Matt Dunstone can get to it to push it back. I guess he probably wouldn't try that.
I think he probably could if he needed to, but I'm not sure you need to at this point.
I think that this is maybe the shot.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, like 7/8 high. Splash them all under. Probably got to throw a bit more weight than control then.
I mean, you want to make
The
sure
thing I liked about that shot, it was a little bit heavy, but that was better communication, I think, for Team Horgan. Colin saying that the weight was all there, and Darren saying you have to sweep it anyway to get it by the guard. And we did get it by the guard, and it stopped in time. Had they not communicated that and managed that as well as they did, they could have very easily ticked that. So that was better. That's the
But
kind of
ideally, if you
communication
hit
I
it-
think you want to
Matt,
see
if you
from
hit
them.
2/3 high with control-ish, I think that's really good.
Yeah, control. Yeah. See that out turn?
Yeah, I like that.
Do you think a control right there, Beach?
Yep, I think that's close. I like
I
that.
won't be light. Like, it'll be good control.
Okay.
Control.
So electing to clear out this center here, I think try to get that red out of the house and then roll all the yellows over towards that corner.
I just try to open up the center here for yourself again for Team Dunstone. Not upset about taking one. Want to make sure you have an easy shot for one, and if you get more than that, it's a bonus.
Clean.
Yep.
Clean.
Whoa.
Whoa. Yep. Yep.
Whoa. Yep.
Whoa. Yep.
Whoa. Yep. Whoa.
Whoa. Whoa. Whoa. Whoa. Whoa. Whoa. Oh, pistol.
Really good shot from Matt Dunstone.
Oh, that's so hard to do.
How about that for touch? Shot rock. Mostly buried. Buried at least enough where Tanner Horgan can't chase it or he's given up a bundle.
Out turn.
There is a hole there, but it's not large.
It's not large, and if you miss, it's game over. So
Well, I think no matter what, if you miss, it's game over.
Well, if he stuffs it here,
What do you like? Like, I mean, we could, it's this or
he's got enough of that to make it. Okay, well then I like it.
no, it'll walk in there. You just need
Yeah,
to,
but here's the thing: if you make a good freeze and he throws this, if it goes wrong for him, like,
this is
yeah,
way more makeable. Like, through the holes hard.
we know this spot. It doesn't go crazy. Probably there.
So where do you think I was out of my hand? Does that look like enough ice to you? Oh, I threw this in the first set. Never mind. Yeah, you're right. Yeah. Okay. How much less? Like just a few feet, or is that good?
So I've decided on the freeze. It's an easier shot than the hole for sure. And Darren had a good point. If you can lock this freeze on the corner, you can be shot rock. If Matt Dunstone decided to take on the short run back, which is makeable, but if he ever hit it high, you could actually potentially steal two. So he probably just draws for one, which again is one of those small victories for Team Horgan.
Straight.
Has to make it good though.
Hard line.
yeah, needs to have this one. This is getting really close to that top yellow.
Line's good.
Hard line.
Hard line.
It is getting real close to that top yellow. Can call and hold it. Needs to get it by. And he will not. And so if Matt Dunstone needed to, he could throw a double for a bundle, but he doesn't. Two will suffice just fine. So just needs a piece of the forefoot here for his two.
Beach didn't even let me look at the double.
I was going to say, I think Matt and BJ were laughing about the idea of throwing the double.
14.5-ish? Yeah.
That's that veteran presence of BJ
Yeah.
Neufeld. Calm down, young man. We only need two here. We'll be up 4. With only 3 ends to play, that's more than sufficient.
This
Although-
is a scoreboard play. If
Yeah.
this game were closer, he would definitely try the double. And I mean, there's few guys in the world who I'd rather have throwing it than Matt Dunstone. So, very makeable shot, but you just don't need to take it on in this case because of the scoreboard being the way it is. So, like you said, veteran presence, calming presence of BJ Neufeld.
Yeah, I did screw up my impression of BJ, though. I spoke more than one sentence. So that was,
yeah, that's
that was my
lot.
fault.
Nice.
Yeah.
Even more than a couple words isn't really so much a thing.
Yeah.
Line's never an issue. Not on this yet.
If I was doing a BJ impression, it'd just be
no backing.
no Matt.
No backing.
No Matt. So needs a piece of the forefoot here, does Matt Dunstone to once again take a 4-point lead.
Gotta go.
Lawton Harnden got the brushes down.
Little more.
And they will get it there. So nice sweep from Lawton Harnden, and that'll put 2 points on the board for Team Dunstone. They'll take a 6-2 lead into the sixth end. When we come back, you're watching the ATB Financial Okotoks Curling Classic.
Hi, I'm Colin Hodgson from Dynasty Curling, and I'm here with Jerry Sandy from Sandy Curling Innovations. We're here to demonstrate our protective tubes. So if you fall, this will protect your skull. Jerry, how does it work?
The protective material is called D3O, and this is D3O in its natural resting state. The molecules flow freely, but upon impact, these molecules lock together and provide armor for your skull. Do you want to demonstrate, Colin?
Yep, I'm ready. Let's do this.
Here we go. How are you doing?
Pretty good.
After impact, the D3O returns to its soft and pliable state, ready to protect you again for up to 50 impacts.
What does 1800 tequila taste like? It tastes like victory. 1800, the world's most awarded tequila. What does 1800 tequila taste like? It tastes like victory. 1800, the world's most awarded tequila.
DoorDash. Dash that delicious and nutritious. Dash that savory and sweet. Get $0 delivery fees on your first order. DoorDash. Dash that.
Welcome back, folks, to the Okotoks Curling Classic. Cullen and Carey with you on the call.
Gotta go.
Hard.
Team Matt Dunstone, Team Tanner Horgan. Matt Dunstone with a great fifth end to put 2 on the board. It's a 4-point lead. And much like we saw last night with Team Horgan, I think it's fully pedal to the metal this end. Is that fair to say, Chelsea?
Absolutely, yeah. This is they need your kind of crooked number, not my kind. They're needing a 3 here. You got to go all out for it. I think it's either going to be a decent sized score for Team Horgan or some Velcro coming at you. Both these teams do have to go right back on the ice. So if it's, if you didn't have to do that, you might see them play a little bit more to try to get some things figured out. But needing the rest and recovery time for tonight's draw.
If we're in, you better curl. Curl. Oh, sorry. Well, I thought we were sorry. No, I just want to get it buried. That's good. We're good.
Yeah, these curlers will be back out here in less than 2 hours. Darren Molding's just signaling to me. You can see on camera. He wants me to switch in for him. He said he's done. He's dropped the broom. We said before the game if things were getting out of hand, he was going to let me come in and throw. So we'll see. What size are your shoes?
Yeah. Yeah. He's tagging you in there,
He's tagging
John.
me in, yeah. I'm ready.
Clean,
I'm ready.
Clean. Just clean.
I've been preparing my whole life for this moment. I've always curled my best in dress pants. So, but yes, that game coming up in 2 hours from now. So no matter what happens here, not going to be a lot of rest time. It'll be 7:30 local time. We'll have that game for you on Curling Live. We'll have one of the B finals. Not sure which one we're covering for you yet. It will likely be a game either featuring the Islanders or featuring Karsten Sturmey, but in either case, we'll have that for you tonight. But still, the matter at hand, and it is, once again, a lot of lemons in the rings here for Team Dunstone.
That's probably a good book to learn from.
So we'll give her a go. Yeah. Straight. Straight. Yeah.
We're pretty heavy.
Line's good. Straight though. Line's
I have
good.
pretty small
Yeah.
feet. That's why I asked. That's the problem. I wish I had more regular sized feet. I'm size 8.5, so don't usually find too many curling shoes in my size out on the ice.
Go, Colin. You got it, buddy.
Come on. Yep. Get back there. Get back there.
Good shot, Jake.
Okay, that's good.
I feel like I could curl in 10s though.
Just tie him up tight enough.
Yeah,
We
I
always
think
got
so.
the slash
I think
in
I'd
Maybe
be
a couple
fine.
pairs of socks, maybe.
Yeah. Yeah, I got decently thick socks on right now, so I think it'd be okay. Looking at some other action here. Over on sheet 1, Rylan Kleider starting to pull away from Marco Husley. They're up 6-3. Husley has the hammer. They're playing the 6th. And John Epping with a big steal of 2. Or sorry, that's Brunner. I keep mixing them up. Kleider's beating Brunner 6-3. Marco Husley's now down 1 to John Epping. A big steal of 2 for Epping in the 6th end. So Epping leads that one 5-4. They're playing the 7th. John Epping not known for being a slow player. We also have our first final out here. Aaron Slaczynski eliminating Kyler Kleibrink from the tournament. So I better get that $7 from Dustin before he goes home. Jakes and Goche in a defensive battle. They're tied at 2, playing the 7th. And it continues to be Rob Nobert leading Yusuke Morozumi. They're up 6-3. Nobert with the hammer. They're playing the 6th.
Straight all the way. It's over curling. Always straight, right here.
Yeah, Rebecca makes a good point in the chat. Actually, Chelsea,
shot,
I'm covering the autumn gold at the end of October. I have more likely I would find a pair of women's curling shoes to fit into than
Yeah, I actually
men's
think
probably.
I might have a teammate or two with an 8.5.
Perfect.
So.
That's what I need. But I'm not allowed to play in the autumn gold, so that's the problem.
Yeah, I mean, I think
That's
we play
true.
that slash.
So it's
I like it. What kind? Are you seeing peel?
mixed doubles. That's all I can do.
There you go.
Peel?
Yeah.
Mixed doubles.
Yeah.
New career.
New career.
I think
Borrow some shoes from maybe one of your teammates, and then
peel the guard.
get out there and
Good to
make
go.
it happen. Except you're not allowed to have a spare in mixed doubles. So now,
No, you have to actually enter it. You just don't have to
Yeah.
bring your own curling shoes.
Okay. All right. In this scenario where I've entered a mixed doubles curling tournament without my
Show
own
up
shoes.
without shoes.
Yeah.
Or they get stolen. That happened to me once.
Your curling shoes got stolen?
My whole bag with my shoes and my slider and everything. Yeah, at a provincial championship actually.
Oh God.
Yeah, that was fun.
Clean. Yep.
Hard. Hard.
You gotta go.
Hard.
Gotta go. Real hard.
Nice shot there from BJ Neufeld.
Yeah, good.
Getting rid of some of the potential problem stones behind the tee line. Yeah, I had my curling stuff got stolen out of my car once, just at home, not during a curling tournament. And then I guess what happened was I used to park on I lived in a big condo building, so the parkade was 3 floors. My parkade was on the bottom. And I guess they took my bag out of the car and started running up the stairs with it. Like they didn't want to take my whole bag, so they're looking. And they notice this is an ugly jacket with some guy's name on it. Okay, throw that away. Oh, these shoes. What's wrong with these shoes? Okay, this is, okay, we'll throw the shoes away. Okay, so basically the concierge of my building found all of my stuff, just scattered around the building. Thankfully, that whoever stole it didn't get home or wherever, wherever they were planning on taking my stuff before they realized, like, oh, I have no use.
Anything they wanted.
I have no use for any of this.
Well, and ironically enough, that's exactly what happened with mine.
Oh, really?
They found everything except my steel slider, and I never got it back. And if I got it back tomorrow, I would still switch back to that steel.
Oh, that was the best one ever?
It was my original one, yeah. So I missed that bad boy. But yeah, same thing. They were just pulling stuff out of the bag in a field behind the arena. They were just walking and sorting through the bag, and I didn't have anything in there as far as like a wallet or anything like that. So they didn't, and I don't know why they would keep the steel slider, but it's possible. It was winter. It's possible
maybe
they threw it in
on or something.
I guess maybe, but possible that they threw it on a frozen river or something, and we didn't find it, and then it melted.
Right.
Like, who knows? But I didn't. That was the only piece I didn't get back. Was the only piece I really cared about, quite frankly.
Of course. Well, yeah, and you're from Winnipeg, so you're like your first steel slider is basically like your firstborn child.
Yeah, I had that thing, and I just didn't change the slider. I changed shoes. I had it since I was 16.
Wow.
Lines of hair tight.
No chance the thief knew they were stealing from the great Chelsea Carey.
I hadn't won anything yet. I don't know how they would have known me then.
Well, then maybe it was good. Maybe they did you a favor.
Yeah.
If you didn't win anything with that slider, maybe that's what was holding you back and you didn't know.
Well, I'd won a provincial, I guess. But yeah, that was, I certainly don't think that they knew anything about who I was. I don't think that anyone knows that now, never mind then.
Yeah, we've made a bad decision about what sport to be good at. So some nice shots here from Team Horgan, but they are going to have to, at some point, make a play on these shot stones.
We just want to be buried.
Yeah, that's a really good freeze on the side. So they can get this in here somewhere, and then they can maybe look at that run back on that corner red guard for some sort of combo. Kill that yellow rock and maybe another hit one over here near the center line. It's not a great situation, but that is really well frozen over on the left-hand side from our vantage point.
Line's great. Line's
behind
good.
the sheet.
Line's good.
So looking for a freeze here, but
Wall through here. Okay, clean.
heard Darren saying that the most important part is to be buried.
Whoa, off your body, Whoa.
So nice shot there from Darren Moulding. Maybe moved it a little far. Yeah, Dunstone will have the chance to pick it off.
No.
I mean,
He doesn't
you
really have that.
You could guard it.
If he nuts that, though.
It's not a bad shot, though. I think if you saw Team Horgan come out of the gate with this level of precision that they're showing us right now, this game would look totally different. Unfortunately for them now, with the hole that they're in, it's just bombs all day from a team that's really good at throwing bombs. Makes it tough to come back.
Just straight pick it.
So Matt Dunstone with his first, leading by 4, just trying to pick the second shot stone out of the rings.
Yep.
Whoa.
Hard.
Clean. Whoa. Good shot.
And he will do just that.
Good sweep.
So Tanner Horgan will try and hit and roll behind the center guard.
Back line. Try and get it as far under as we can.
Yep.
So Tanner Horgan needs a hit and roll here. Down 4, needs to get something going.
Whoa, clean.
Yeah. Yes.
Whoa.
Hard, yes. Hard. Whoa.
Oh, what a great sweep.
I did the best I could.
Really good sweep, really good line call from Darren Moulding. But it is almost fully open here for Matt Dunstone.
Where do you want to stick that?
I don't even know that the shot was possible to get underneath the center guard. I mean, they just aired by.
Well, they didn't need that much
like
weight,
this.
though.
Yeah,
that's
that's
the
true.
only way you could have got under.
That's how you give up 3, probably, right? If you ever just rub that.
You like straight pick and just say, because the only way we ever give up 3 is if we tick it with the hack, if we tick the guard. Okay. You guys are good with this?
So we heard the conversation there, Chelsea. Seems like another scoreboard play here. They are worried if they ever tick the guard, then that's the only way they're giving up 3. So if they just pick this red out, they force Tanner to play a run back for his 2.
Yeah, a very prudent scoreboard play. That the hack's really makeable, and I think Matt would be close. But yeah, if you ever do just rub that yellow rock, it is probably the only way that you could give up 3. So just get rid of it. If Tanner makes a shot for 2, you're still 2 up. With the hammer, you're pretty happy.
So Matt will make that, and Tanner will have the shot for 2. And we see this so often, Chelsea, especially with the 5 rock rule. When you make a freeze that good, as the team without hammer, you just kind of accept that at some point that's probably going to come into play.
Yeah, and they didn't really have a shot to chase it because it is partially buried over there, and you're worried about the rocks that are more easily accessible to you. Again, if the score were closer, you might have seen them make a play on that sooner, but it is frozen pretty perfectly. So hopefully Tanner can take advantage here with this run back and keep this game going.
So final stone here for Tanner Horgan. Needs a run back and a stick for 2.
Whoa!
Curl!
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 Curl! Curl!
Colin trying to make it curl, but it will miss everything. And that is that. So Matt Dunstone with potentially the safe play, but it ends up being the right play. A steal of 1 and a 7-2 victory. We'll be back after a short ad break with an interview with the winning skip, Matt Dunstone, and then we will see you back here in about 90 minutes' time for coverage of the B finals here from Okotoks. For Chelsea Carey, I'm John Cullen. We'll see you back here with Matt Dunstone in about 2 minutes.
What does 1800 tequila taste like? It tastes like victory. 1800, the world's most awarded tequila.
Johan Farr landed in Calgary in 2008 to complete his Bachelor of Engineering in Biotechnology. Johan's goal was to provide the Canadian consumer with authentic German beer made from recipes far away. In 2015,
Hi, I'm Colin Hodgson from Dynasty Curling, and I'm here with Jerry Sandy from Sandy Curling Innovations. We're here to demonstrate our protective tubes. So if you fall, this will protect your skull. Jerry, how does it work?
The protective material is called D3O, and this is D3O in its natural resting state. The molecules flow freely, but upon impact, these molecules lock together and provide armor for your skull. Do you want to demonstrate, Colin?
Yep, I'm ready. Let's do this.
Here we go. How are you doing?
Pretty good.
After impact, the D3O returns to its soft and pliable state, ready to protect you again for up to 50 impacts.
Hello folks, I'm here with the winning skip, Matt Dunstone. A nice W for your team. You were just telling me you thought that this was the best game so far for you guys as a team. Walk me through that a little bit. What was so good about this effort here today?
Yeah, guys were just solid. I mean, we put rocks in good spots, put pretty consistent pressure on Tanner, and you know, right kind of from the first end, you know, you could just see it in the guys' eyes. You know, there's just a little bit extra intensity for this game, and you know, we were real sharp from the first rock today.
Yeah, you guys really were. You're all over them, really, like you said, from the start. A dominant 7-2 win. Now you're moving on to play Reed Carruthers, a guy you know very well. What are you expecting out of them tonight in the B final?
That'll be fun. You know, it's going to be our first matchup of many to come, I'm sure. So we're definitely looking forward to that. I guess that's going to be game number 3 for us today. So, you know, rest up as much we can. But you know, looking forward to it. It's going to be a good battle. They're a great team, and you know, it's fun playing all the new squads this cycle.
Oh, absolutely, and fun to watch too. So make sure you join us here on Curling Live. We're going to have one of the B finals for you at 7:30 local time. Congratulations again, Matt. Thanks everybody for watching. We'll see you then. Goodbye.